Okay, so we're going to use 2D design to create an isometric projection of our speaker design. Now this method allows us to draw to scale, which means we can have the measurements on our 3D drawing, so we know how it's going to look and we also know what size it needs to be. So this is very good for a technical drawing. So first of all, we're going to turn grid lock on. So just up here, grid lock on. Then if you double click on the dots up here, then it gives you this option, orthogonal, oblique, custom or isometric. We want isometric. I'm going to click on that, and that's going to give us that sort of isometric grid paper to make our drawings 3D. We're then going to come up here to the line tool. Just select a normal line. I'm going to make my line thick so that you can see it in this video, but you don't have to do that. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to come down, I'm just going to click here and I'm going to follow this line. Now it's really important that you stick to the lines, don't go off them. Every line you draw should be on top of one of these light blue lines underneath it. I'm going to come down to where it says 100. So if I just show you, down here is where the measurement's going to be so you know how big it is. So I'm going to come down to that says 100. Then I'm going to do like a V shape, so I'm going to come in this direction again, stick into that blue line, and I'm going to do that till it goes at 100. Let's undo that. Control Z if you make a mistake. There we go. And I'm going to do it on the other side as well. Now, I usually do this by hand as well, and what happens is people realise they've drawn way too high. The benefit of using 2D design is that you can just select your drawing and move it to a more convenient location to carry on your drawing, so that's good. Right, we don't need to draw any more lines, we're just going to copy these lines. So first of all, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to position it on the edge here. I've lied to you, we are going to draw the lines, but again, just to say, it's really important that you stick to these blue lines here. So I'm going to click on this, I'm going to go up 100, come across, and then from here I'm going to go out 100 and then come down, and you can see we've got our sides, and then for our top, again, just stick into the lines. Everything is 100 by 100. They're the dimensions of our box. So we've got our basic box here, and we want to put our speaker in. So I'm just going to make some construction lines that we're going to delete later on. And this is just going to help me make the circle look how it should look, because drawing isometric circles can be a little bit tricky. So again, the radius is 25.05. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually stretch this so that it's just touching those lines. And you might find that you need to rotate it a little bit. And you can do that using this button. That there looks pretty good actually, so I'm going to delete that. It just looks a little bit more convincing as a 3D speaker there, rather than just a circle put in. And then we're going to put our design on this side. So your design that you've already done, so we've done this in the last lesson. So I'm going to copy that, Control C, come across here to Control V. And once again, I'm going to put it in position, but I'm going to rotate it to match the angle of the box. And don't worry if it's not exactly perfect, because you know, this is more about the measurements. Right, so that's my box. I can colour it in. This button here, bound fill, you click on that and it gives you these options. So you can click on colour, and then you can choose a suitable colour. I'm going to go for like a woody colour. And this bit is the important bit. So define custom color, it gives us our shade here, dark, medium, light, and that's how we're going to be able to make this look even more 3D. So I'm going to click in the middle one here, and that's going to be for my top. Then I'm going to go back into the bound fill, go back on that path, and I'm going to make it a little bit darker. That's going to go there. And then I'm going to do the same thing for a third time, except I'm going to make it a little bit darker. And make sure you click no when it says any islands. Now you can see that looks a bit more 3D because we've got our dark, medium, light tones. And we can colour in our speaker. So I might just go for a sort of dark grey. And we can also colour in our logo because we're going to be using veneer or some sort of coloured wood, so I might do a dark brown for that. Okay, and then finally we've got our dim lines, dimension lines. So we're going to click on that, and then we're just going to click on the corner to that corner, come back to the middle, and then come out just one step, and that gives us 100. So it tells us the measurements. I'm going to click on there, come out 100, and then we're going to go up here, come out 100. And then if we click and hold this and come over to the diameter, we can click on this circle. It says, it's not a circle anymore because I squashed it, so we'll leave that. Right, so that, for now, that is the speaker, the minimum expectation. So that's what I'd like you to draw for your isometric projection. And then there is a go further challenge for those of you that finish this quite quickly.